Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I'm a living Christ. I am a divinely guided anarchist. What does that mean? I'm a sovereign, living, breathing, flesh and blood man. I am my own man. I am my own master. I'm 81 years old. How did I get to be this age and maintain my sovereignty? My understanding that there is no authority that overrules this living, breathing, flesh and blood man. I have lived my life, as most of you have. I've gone through all of the travails of living by a conditioned mind that has instilled a platform of understanding of the authority of the worldly laws of authority, government, religion, banking, and the cultural influences that mold the mind. But as far back as I can remember, I traced my memories back to the age of 5, when I understood that I was a sovereign, didn't have the language to back it up, but it certainly was operating within me. Therefore, I was not easily identifiable as one who followed the rules, and I bore the consequences of walking my own way. My early life was based in conflict, based in the violence of physicality, the violence that accompanies sports such as football, trained violence, team violence, subjection to the group think. I went along with it, not knowing any better, other than the fact that I could not sell out completely to the violence. So my early years were involved with sports and the violence that accompanies such sports, that are actually mind control programs that subjugate the minds of children to the team effort to sublimate such violence within the individual toward group think, toward team playing. These are all mind control techniques, satanic mind control techniques. Now, why do I say satanic? You hear that a lot from me, and you don't understand what I mean by that. I mean the platform of divided thought that is found in intellectual thought, that is trained into you by collective thought based in authoritative institutions that mold the mind of a youngster to sublimate whatever understanding whatever power that individual, that young individual has toward melding in with groupthink, so that you follow thought that controls the group thinking organizations, the team players, the schools, the religions, the nationalities, the races. You understand? These are all platforms of dualistic intellectual thought that have been trained into the young mind, the individual who comes into this world, an holistic young individual, boy or girl, does not have the split consciousness of a dualistic intellectual thinking, programmable individual. You've got to send that child to school. You've got to mold that mind. You've got to traumatize that mind to understand that it takes effort to think. You lose your ability to just be aware, to just understand the energies of love that has no division, has no separation, has no reaction to it. Love is what is. It is the access to the oneness that is the basis of all life. I am that basis. That makes me an anarchist, because I set aside any counterfeit authority that presents itself, such as government or religion, to tell me how I must live in a dualistic, conflicted, violent world, a satanic world, because all intellectual thought is satanic. Why is it satanic? It divides you from others who have different thoughts. It's divisive. It separates you. It creates reactionary energies of disputes, of violence, of argument, of debate, of competition. You cannot deny that that is your life. That is all you know. You see, when you understand that you are that divisive individual who thinks along the lines of pressure and trauma imposed upon him by social pressures, by what people think of him, you realize that he is controlled by such energies, and he loses his balance. He no longer is at one with all of creation, which is the energy of God, the oneness that is found only in the subconscious mind. Now, I have hundreds of videos on the internet that go into this subject of subconscious mind and the satanic ruled conscious intellect. I am belabored with ignorant people born of such conscious, divisive, intellectual prowess. They're dumb. They're fragmented individuals who identify with their fragment, which is in opposition to all other fragments that others hold, and that invites all debate, all argument, all restrictive separations which lead to competition, lead to power, lead to the exploitation of another, grabbing their energy from them and adopting it as your own. That's the mark of any successful and powerful individual. But if you look into it, and you don't have to look into it too deeply to understand that that's the power of hell, because you're all fragmented, partial individuals who are ruled by your conscious intellect, your divided intellect. The Democrats, Republicans. It's a platform, a satanic platform. And every institutional communication institution that you look at, be it government, be it religion, be it the media, they're all satanic institutions that are molding and influencing you to think dualistically, and therefore split, incomplete, fragmented individuals who naturally find their opposite person's a good word, understand? You know what the person is? It's a dead concept, an individual who is declared to be dead by government, which in itself is a dead institution that is born in the thought of living men and women who are alive. They are the direct contactees with God, the infinite intelligence of power, of knowledge, of compassion, of love, the oneness of the subconscious mind. They know who they are, and they lose that as soon as they're being sent to school, or they're being mind controlled by their parents who have gone through, in their generation, through the same things. And they're fragmented individuals themselves. Very, very few people come to a wholeness in this life at the time of their death, because they have not learned the lessons that they had when they came in and subjected themselves to mind control, to go along, to get along, to have people like them. Yet they also wanted people that they had power over. Now that kind of power begets resistance, reaction, resentment. That's the nature of all who live in their conscious, satanically ruled intellect. That's damn near every one of you, very few of you. Liberate yourself from that satanic, dualistic grasp of Satan over your mind, your intellect. You see, the mind itself, the intellect itself, is satanic because it's based in division and opposition. That leads to confusion, anger, emotional outbursts, and conflicted actions that are taken because they don't fully understand that they are the creators of their lives, and they have created the institutions of government and religion in their minds. That makes them the master over these satanic institutions, yet these very institutions have the ability to make you doubt yourself. And if you buy into that, you give up your holistic legacy, a child of God, a living man, a living woman, and you sell your souls for duality, the security of being thrust into the satanic tree of the knowledge of good and evil. All knowledge is dualistic, all. And it gives one great power, but that is the power of hell. Now, you must use the satanic intellect in order to communicate as I am doing with you now. And you must use the intellect in order to resolve problems and that are created by you, the fragmented individual, the intellect, that makes you into the designer of artificial conceptual based inventions. Now, when you do that, when you invent something, you have to have a patent for that. You understand? Who holds the power of patents? Your government, the banks, the institutions that siphon off your energy as a holistic man or a woman, and they drain you of your wealth because you are the only wealth producers being living men and women. That's the only truth there is, you see. From that point of holistic consciousness, one devolves into the satanic rule of intellectual conscious mind, the mind of invention, the mind of illusion, the mind that creates the life, which is not clearly understood, you see, and therefore it in itself is an illusion. All civilized societies are illusions. The life that you lead in such a divided consciousness is an illusion. That's civilized society. That's what you're living in. That's what you're defending. That's what most of you experience when you meet an holistic Christ, a simple man of truth, who only speaks the truth. Well, you see, you live in dualistic thought, divided thought, contradictory thought. When you do that, you live in sin. For sin is nothing more than a contradiction in essence. See, you've been trained with these words for your whole life, and you don't know what those words mean. You see, no, I don't live in sin. Of course you do, because you live in constant contradiction in essence. And you are a reactionary individual to stimuli that is used in satanic mind control to get a rise out of you. And you react, you respond to such stimuli. Those are your actions. Those actions aren't whole. You see, you can only have holistic actions when you are acting in the balance of your subconscious mind, the mind of oneness, the holistic mind, the holy mind. But you must communicate with people who are living in their conscious intellect. I am such a man. I can deal with you, but I recognize that I am dealing with an unholistic, a fragmented individual who has beliefs that they worship as their God. They do not understand that they are the creators of those beliefs. They are their own God, but they have been trained out of that understanding to subjugate themselves to the illusions of other men who have a better grasp of these satanic practices of control over slaves by making those latter men and women doubt themselves. That's the power that you're up against when you're dealing with government. I have dispelled spell. That's how you're controlled. Satanic spells, word ideas, concepts. You subjugate yourself to those words. Now, the word is meaningless unless you give it meaning. That's exactly what you do. You are controlled by symbols and ideas, words. The word, money. It's a word. It has no meaning but for the meaning that you give it. Understand? Now, what does that money represent? Because it is all representative, it's all illusory. That money is a symbol of your energy. Now, we are all energy. That's a fact. That's who we are, you see. If you are in control and you understand you are at one with your actions, you are an holistic man or woman. If you are not, you are a person. And you worship graven images of words and ideas, concepts, superstitions, myths, legends. Look at that, you see. That answers your quality of life. You're a Christian, you're a Buddhist, you're a Jew, you're a Taoist. You understand? Words. What have they got to do with the energy? If you don't understand the energy that you experience when you utter these words, you're lost. You're lost in hell. You're a fragmented individual who subjugates yourself to another man who has made you doubt yourself. And he, by that creation of doubt in you, becomes your master. It's your politician. It's your authority symbol. It's your teachers. It's your policeman. It's your legislator. It's your judges, who are supported by mealy-mouthed, word-twisting lawyers who have sold their souls to Satan for the flimsy power that they have in this life of hell. When you begin to look at life as it really is, you become holistic in your observations. That makes you a man, a living man, with no authority over him. That is a divine anarchist, and that is who I am. I know I'm uttering words, and the words that I speak have energy that you don't understand, but you apply your own limited understanding to those words, and it angers you, frustrates you, it ticks you off, and you have to get that steam released somehow. So you will attack me, this living man, who just utters words, but you don't understand the spirit of those words as he speaks of it. But you apply your own limited understanding of what you think those words mean, and that is what you're judging me to do. So you attack me without even knowing who you are attacking. Why would you attack a man of truth who only speaks truth to you? See? Why don't you understand who you're really attacking? You're attacking yourself by your limited understanding of what the words spoken really mean. And you are traumatized into believing what those words mean by those who control you. The schools, the teachers. You're fighting with yourself. You're fighting with your own ignorance. And you're fighting with your own prideful ignorance of such state of mind that makes you stupid. Oh my God, the word stupid has been used. He's calling me stupid. No, I'm not. You recognize that you are the words that you are reacting to, and you're judging yourself. I've been at this for 23 years, and every satanic attacker that has been applying their attacks upon me have fallen by the wayside. I'm still here, untouched, because I speak truth. I am truth. I act in truth. That's offensive to all of you who hide behind images, who hide behind pretensions, who act with a colored intellect, colored by those who wish to control you. You are the creators of hell because you are the creators of your own life. And if your life is confused and conflicted, as is seen every day in the media, the wars, the killing, the crime, you see, that's what you think. And that makes your world, because you, in fact, are the God of your own world. When you create the illusions that you believe in, the graven images, your God. It's a counterfeit God, because you are the God of your own life. You are the creator. You are the divine anarchist. That's what I bring to you. I let you see what a real man is. I've seen my time. I'm 81. And you feel that that in itself makes me lesser than you, because I have lost the zest for life of youth. My health is waning, as it should. I have no problem with that. But that is the health of this body, this physical body. and it has no bearing on this eternal spirit that I have exhibited all my life. And few amongst you truly understand what that means. I have given up all of the illusions of family, of camaraderie, of belonging to a system, to a group. Think. You see, naturally I am resisted because I stand alone, but there's no question that I stand alone. Many of you resent that. A few of you understand what that means. And you seek it. But you are few and far between. You see, most of you are angered by it, are jealous by it, and will attack what you see to be the image that you have of me, which is of your own making. You have judged me, and you have heard the adage, judge not lest ye be judged. That's exactly what you're doing when you judge me according to your limited understanding, your ignorance, and yes, with some of you, your stupidity. I have no problem in pointing that out to you. I attack none of you. I expose just about all of you to yourselves. And that is the chemistry that you see surrounding this simple man of truth. You see, you don't understand what I'm saying. You hear the words, but they're your words with your definitions. And you react to them because you're ignorant of your true nature as a living man or a living woman, unconditioned by satanic training that you have received at the hands of teachers of the educational system. You forgot what love is. You learn instead power. Well, what you have reaped, what you have sown, you have reaped. And that's your world. Satanic, isn't it? Meditate on that. Transcend your satanically ruled intellect of knowledge of good and evil. Remove yourself from the confusion that it wreaks in your life and be quiet. Meditate. Enter into the subconscious mind of non-duality and the dualistic energies of hell do not exist there. You shall understand what love is. Not the reactions, the dualistic reactions of love, which are not love at all. You've got to be in your subconscious mind to understand what love means, because there's no opposition in a non-dualistic subconscious mind. There is nothing to react to. You are it. You are the I that I am. You understand? You understand the meaning of that, of the I am. Work on that until you do. And then watch your life change. In the meantime, wake up. Understand that you don't have to follow the leaders of hell that are leading you down the path to total destruction. And they're going to experience it very shortly with the kind of reactions that occur when the system that you rely upon so much collapses. Your economic system, your belief system, religion, your physical system based in knowledge of ideas that are imposed upon you forcibly, and you are punished if you do not carry them out. That's government for you. It's an illusion. You created it because you're the living man and you're the living woman. You see, when I say wake up, I mean leave the illusions of the intellect, of the satanically ruled intellect, and behold your wholeness, your holiness, your oneness with truth that can only be experienced in the subconscious mind, your godly mind. That's what's at stake here in the coming months. All of the nonsense that you will be presented with by the media about how this government is falling apart, how our society is falling, that's an illusion. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to believe it. In fact, what you ought to be doing now is understanding that you have created government and you have created the sources of all this pain and confusion. So, if they no longer serve you, uncreate them, because you are the creator. And that which you have created, you can uncreate anytime you want. And it's not based in words and ideas and new illusions of systems of thought. That's satanic. You are the masters over Satan, and he can only inveigle you, invite you to contract with him. And in that legal contract, you sell your souls to subjugation, and you become a non-entity, a person, a non-living person, and they own you. They own everything about you. They can take your life because they own your life by your contract with them. Wake the hell up! Or not.